Welcome back to Perks Recap, back at it once again. We're hitting the shadows once again on the channel. This isn't the first shadow song I've done, and the name of the song is Nights in White Satin. This is a Moody Blues song, so this is a cover of the song. This album was released in 1986, I believe. I didn't realize they were still making albums at this time. A little confusing on the timeline because they were around in like the late 50s, early 60s. That's really where they were big and popular. This is 86, so it's much, much later. But let's see what we got here. Please make sure you like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell. And again, if you hit the notification bell, the little sub menu will come up. Just hit all. We'll be all set. And let's get right to it. This is a great song. I'll go back to 10 so we don't miss anything. Let me get through the band real quick. We have Hank Marvin on lead guitar. Bruce Welch is on rhythm guitar. Brian Bennett is on drums. And Cliff Hall is on the keys. The description that I got is they're pretty much an instrumental band. They don't really have too many vocals. But I'm kind of confused on... I was going through some of the albums, actually, because I didn't know what album this was on. I was trying to search for it to make sure I got the personnel right, rather than just searching for the song and finding out from there where it is. I was going album by album, but they have a ton of albums. But as I was going through, after like mid to late 60s, I'd say, it's almost all covers. I mean, they were covering, Beatles and Rolling Stones songs that were just a few years old at the time. And it's all, they had entire albums that were all covers. And even when they didn't have entire albums that were all covers, a lot of them, there were still a lot of covers on the albums. And this is another one. Were they just doing instrumentals of the covers? Because this so far has been instrumentals. Are they just doing instrumental covers of the songs and not adding any vocals or not putting in any vocals? Or what's the story? So I want to thank Ken first of all, for the suggestion and the donation, but my interest is piqued now. So I have to check out his email. He definitely put a lot of information in there. I'm going to check out his email when he contacted me, try to find out if there's any more information pertaining to this. But regardless, this is a great song, instrumental or not, vocals or not, just very, very good song, and they're doing a great job at it. All right, this will be the last time I pause. Great guitar work. So good. Okay, there you have it. That is the Shadows Nights in White Satin. Moody Blues song written by Hayward, Justin Hayward. I was wrong. Ken, I got his email confused with somebody else. He was just emailing me. He requested me to do the song, but he didn't have the big long paragraphs explaining anything. So I did a little bit of research on this. In the 50s and 60s, they were huge, like bigger, pre-Beatles era. Once the 70s and 80s hit, though, they were doing a lot of covers. And what they were doing is popular songs, I think maybe even in the 60s, I'm not entirely sure, but definitely in the 70s and 80s, lots and lots of covers for sure. Born in the USA with Dancing in the Dark with Bruce Springsteen song. I told you some Beatles songs, some Rolling Stones songs, just covering popular music, but they weren't doing it the traditional way of a cover, like a cover band. They weren't a cover band. They were just doing the instrumental covers. There's no vocals on them for the most part. They have a couple songs with vocals, but not too many. But they were covering the instrumental parts of those songs. So obviously no words here. I'm assuming that was their thing. That's what they did. They were covering these really, really popular songs, but doing an instrumental only cover. Kind of an interesting take on aspect, way to go. Very interesting. I don't think I've ever really heard of anything like that. But they're the pioneers of the 4-person band. The 2 guitars, the drummer, the bass. They kind of pioneered that. They're responsible for a lot of influences. They were originally called the Drifters, and they were the backing band for Cliff Richard. And Cliff Richard and the Shadows became a thing as well. And they're the most famous backing band ever. And yeah, they were just huge, and they've had hits right on through, and making albums and stuff right on into the 2000s. And they started in 61, so that's a heck of a run. From what I gather, it was Welch and I think it's Hank Marvin, Bruce Welch, and Brian Bennett have been there since the beginning. Correct me if I'm wrong. I know Cliff Hall did not. He joined them, I think, in the 80s. But regardless, that was the lineup for this album, for this song. And like I said, interesting take for sure to do these really, really popular songs that everybody knows, and just doing the instrumental covers of them. And they did a lot of covers. I was kind of surprised when I was going through all the albums. I was like, my goodness, this is just one after another, and they're all big time hits. But anyway, I enjoyed it though. By the way, they did a great job on this song. I mean, this song is a great song. The guitar work in here was stellar. The song sounded great. No complaints at all. And I don't mind, the no vocals, one bit. If you know me, the vocals aren't as important to me as the music itself. That's what I always said. And really, really was able to get into it because it is a great song. And I have done the Moody Blues version of it for sure as well. Anyway, once again, I want to thank Ken for the donation and the suggestion. If you'd like to donate, information for Venmo and PayPal is in the description below. It's also at the end of this video. or hit the thanks button on YouTube. And if you're doing it, I'll react to anything you want me to. Also, don't forget about my podcast, Perks Recap Pod. We do NFL content every Wednesday with Al. Every Monday, I give the schedule for what I'm going to react to here. Throughout the week, I do some other things as we go, as things pop up, some baseball content. If you want to talk to me about some music on the podcast, that would be really, really cool. I'm looking for somebody to jump on and say they want to talk about some Aerosmith, because that's the subject I kind of would like to get into with somebody. Share some Aerosmith stories and knowledge and stuff like that. But regardless, whatever you want to talk about, if you want to talk about another band, you want to talk about sports, you want to talk about other music, that's all fine, well, and good. Just drop me a comment below, say you want to be on, or drop me a line on one of my emails. That's all in the description. All that information is in the description, as well as the original link to this song that I reacted to just now. That's going to do it. Hopefully you enjoyed it as much as me, and until next time, I will see you later.